because it is my mission in life to help people love the work that they do. That's it. That's my pure, single, only mission that I want to do, because I think everybody should care about the work that they're doing. So, all that said, how on earth did I become a corporate culture expert? How do I know about employee engagement? Well, I used to be a very disengaged employee. That's how I know. Let me give you a little story. So, very early on in my career, about 15 years ago, 16 years ago, I was working for a very small software company, and I absolutely loved it. And the cool thing was, we only had about 100 people, so I knew everybody's name. I knew everybody's dog's name that I worked with. And every day, I couldn't wait to get to the office. It was always new and exciting and fresh. And I didn't even have coffee at my house. I would just rush into the office to have coffee because I wanted to be around the people that I worked with. And we were there for about 2 years, and we did a phenomenal job of growing this really cool company. And our management gathered us all around in a room similar to this at a country club one day, and they go, "Guess what, everybody? We've got great news. We sold the company." What I didn't realize is they took our little 100-person company and sold it to a 60,000-person conglomerate. Now, I don't have a problem with big companies. In fact, I work with a lot of them now in this capacity. But at the time, I didn't realize the huge shift in culture and mindset that I was going to have to move to this new organization. And so when I got there, they were trying to shuffle us into different places. To be honest with you, it was a software company. They just wanted the technology, right? And they couldn't steal it, so they just bought us. And so when they brought us over, they were looking for roles for all the people that were working there. And me being lowest on the totem pole, because I was an entry-level employee. They go, "Josh, you seem good with clients." It's like, "Absolutely, I love coffee," as y'all can see today. And I said, "Well, and you know the products pretty well." I was like, "I sure do. I sold them." And they're like, "Well, we got a job for you. You want to be able to speak to clients?" I was like, "Absolutely." They go, "Great. We want you to sit by this phone. And when it rings, we want you to answer it and talk to the clients." That sounds a little like customer support. And they go, "That's what it is." But it was 2008, right? When we got bought, it was 2008, 2007. Anyway, it was a while back, and the economy was starting to get pretty bad in the city that I lived in at the time, right? And I didn't have other options. And so I had to sit by this phone and answer the phone. And my particular phone was on the 6th floor of their building. And they kept all the lights very dim. It was a cubicle farm as far as the eye could see. And everybody spoke in hushed tones. Do you know why everybody spoke in hushed tones? No? Because when people call customer support, they're usually not very happy. By show of hands, has anybody in this room called customer support and been, "Hey, I just want to let you know you're doing a good job"? No, it's never happened in the history of phones. Nobody's just called just to tell somebody to do it. No, it's usually people that are at their wits' end, right? They've tried to fix it themselves, they Googled how to fix it, now they got to call some moron in a cubicle. I was that moron in a cubicle. Thank you for calling customer support. This is Josh. How can I help you today? Have you tried turning the machine off and then back on again? You laugh. It was a game that we played. Slowly but surely, these things around us, right, they start to affect us. And me, I'm a fairly excitable, very gregarious guy, right? I usually like what I do, but all of a sudden, all the people that I work with were disengaged. They didn't care. They weren't trying to help everybody that called in. They were playing games like, "Well, let's see how many times I can tell somebody to turn the machine off and then back on again before we have to really fix their problem." It was absolutely terrible. And you try your best, right? You get in there, and I tried my best to stay engaged, to care about the work, but you know what? When everybody's very mad at me on the phone, and everybody I work with doesn't care about their jobs either, and I don't see any hope in the role that I have, it's very hard for me to want to go into the office. So I don't know, I doubt anybody in here would ever do this, but I started doing things like taking longer lunches. I started skipping meetings that I didn't think were necessary for me to attend. I would skip out early because I knew my boss always had a 4 p.m. meeting, so I'd wait for him to go in, and I'd grab my bag, and I'd walk out the back stairs to go down to the parking garage. I know it sounds terrible, like, "Wow, this guy's a horrible employee." I was terrible. I was absolutely disengaged. And I remember one particular moment. I woke up, and I'm sitting on the edge of my bed, and I know I have to go to work. It's like a Monday morning, and I asked myself a single question. How late can I be and still keep my job? Isn't that terrible? The answer was 45 minutes is what I figured. But then another thought crossed my head. In that same moment, I was like, I could probably be 45 minutes late. I said, wait a second. I don't want to go. I hate it. Does everybody hate their jobs? Does everybody just not want to go in? Like, are we all just dragging ourselves to a place that we just find abysmal? That can't be true, right? That can't be. And then I was thinking, wait a second, a couple of years ago, before this big company bought me, I absolutely loved my job. Why did I love my job? And I couldn't really put my finger on it. All I knew was I wanted to figure out how to get back to that place. Without other opportunities of finding a new job in my economy at the time, I had to figure out how to do it in the work that I was doing. So I decided, you know what, if I'm going to like my job, I better act like somebody that actually likes my job. I don't know how to like it, but I'm going to pretend that I do. So the first thing, they probably show up on time. So I made a personal mission to start showing up on time. I started going to meetings. I started actually contributing when they would ask me questions instead of just blowing off answers. I actually wanted to help people that called in. So I took fewer calls, but the calls that I took, it was actually helping the people that I was on the phone. And the funny thing is if you actually start helping people, if you fake that you care for a while, it's pretty easy to start caring. And what's very interesting, within 3 months of me making this shift, I'm just going to act like I like my job. Within 3 months, not only did I actually kind of like my job, but I got 2 new job offers. One was internally because when everybody else is mediocre, it's not hard to stand out. And the second one is that one of the customers that had called in, and I was so impressed with the way that I helped them, that they hired me away for a lot more money. It was amazing, and it was all because of the attitude that I took into the office. Bless you. It was all because of the attitude that I took into the office. So I know there's a long story of bringing me where I am now, but now what that did is set me on this trajectory where I realized there's specific things that we can do as professionals and within our organizations to not only care more about our work, but help the people that we work with care too.